Welcome everybody to the Genesis Mindset. So is pDAI dead? So Richard Hart has been selling, has put out some tweets which have caused chaos in the market. So I'm going to go over everything that I've learned today and go over NineIronCapital's tweets. So I've made my choices. I've been very explicit about this. I'm not selling reds, period. This is a moment where it feels like peak FUD. There's been way too many synchronicities, way too many things have aligned in my life that have led up to this point that feels like this can't be the end. That's what it feels like to me. It cannot be the end. So I want to do this stream mostly because I feel sad. I feel the pain of the earth. I feel the pain of everybody in this moment. And I really want to do my best to put my energy into that, put some kind of positive spin on this. And so obviously I've always tried to be objective. I've always tried to be 50-50, but I'm erring on the side of bullishness, and I've made my choice. I've made my choice. And that's why everybody needs to make their choice. For me, this is more than just about number go up. I never cared about the Lamborghinis. I never cared about the houses and mansions. All I cared about was making the world a better place. I really believe in my heart that something magical is happening on Pulse Chain, and that this is a truly decentralized financial system that is being birthed in its perfect form on Pulse Chain. And so when I discovered this concept, when this concept started to reveal itself to me, just so many things happened in my life where I can't discount those things. I just cannot. It's impossible. And I'll sound crazy. I'll sound delusional, and that's totally fine. But I can't discount those things. And so the fact that I feel like this is a truly decentralized financial system, that's where my hope lies. I don't care about number go up. Number go up is great. I shouldn't say I don't care, because of course I care. There's a part of me that does care. But what I care about is making the world a better place. And I believe that that is happening here on Pulse Chain. So I am going to go down with the ship or go up to Valhalla. I've made that choice. That's the choice that I've made. And I encourage you to also make the choice for yourself. If you're feeling the pain and you don't want to sell the reds, don't watch the screen. Don't watch the charts. That's what I did. I went to the gym. I've eaten my food. I've had my protein. I got huge. I had 2 protein dinners, actually. Plenty of fish. And I feel great. And so I'm going to try and share that. And so I have to say, the spaces that it's still going, KRDA Ghost. I wonder if they're still doing the prayers. So they were doing prayers in there. So if anyone needs a prayer session, jump in that spaces. They were doing prayer sessions. It was actually really quite funny. So, you know, we have to see the lighter side of things. We have to enjoy the simple things in life. So she's very happy. So let's get into it. So I'm going to bring everything up here. I won't go through this tweet. So I'll go through the Richard Hart tweet. So this is what's caused the massive panic. So Richard Hart said something has inflated the pDAI supply by multiples. So the free DAI fork. So pDAI has a $24.5 billion supply now. DAI had under 10 billion at the Ethereum fork. Who's minting that supply and why are they? It's rumored dumping it and bridging out. So just on this note, DAI had under 10 billion at the Ethereum fork, and allegedly a wallet tied to Richard Hart or Richard Hart's team. This is part of the research at NineIronCapital and some of the boys have done. Allegedly, one of the wallets connected to him minted billions of supply. So this is something to take into account. So rumored, allegedly, whatever you want to say. So it started off at the beginning to have billions and billions of supply minted from the beginning. This was the first FUD tweet. And then he said that pick is the market cap of DAI on Ethereum, by the way. Since it's usually $1, the market cap chart is basically the supply chart. So then he went on to tweet, PulseX can never inflate. It only burns supply daily. Pump.Tie's coins can never inflate because they graduate to PulseX. Hex is capped at 3.69% inflation. Pulse Chain is lower inflation than Ethereum. Coins with admin keys or other general suctitude can just hyperinflate and die. So again, people are taking this. Well, is he talking about pDAI? Is pDAI the thing that's hyperinflating? Obviously, he's also clued onto the idea that someone's dumping it and bridging out. Now, again, what's the theory around this? What's the hypothesis around this? So there is some thinking around this, and you could think it's cope. You can think whatever you want to do. Again, I'm erring on the side of bullishness. I'm in too deep, so I'm basically just sticking with my thesis, put it that way. So pDAI, it's rumored that this is a spreadsheet of guys that are minting and dumping. Perhaps they could do that forever. Coins that don't hyperinflate to death are cool. So this pretty much has caused, so if you haven't seen the chart, maybe just close your eyes, but this has caused this wick in the chart. So this was today, so this is on the 3-day. Well, let's just go to the daily. So essentially, it caused this on the chart. So we've already had, I mean, you want to look at the bounce. I mean, it's had 100% bounce off the bottom. So people would be double up on their pDAI already. So look, you could look at this like it's a Terra Luna thing. It's going to keep going down. I just think that there's more at play here. One of the things that's going to make it impossible to go to zero is the initial pull with pDAI and Atropa that's burnt. So there's 3 billion pDAI in that liquidity pool. Or actually, I need to double check. I saw it on the stream the other day, but I forgot what the numbers were. But it's in the billions, so it can never actually go to zero because there's burnt liquidity. So that's something to keep in mind. So still, the thing, just to keep it simple, the thing that I'm keeping my eye on, and the thing that I was very optimistic about was watching this number. So this number has decreased by, it was 906 million yesterday. So this is the joy. This needs to go down to zero today. It's 871. It's been as low as 863. So it's fluctuated at different rates today. So it needs to go down to zero. So at this rate, it should go down to zero. If this is all benevolent, then it will go down to zero within about 4 to 7 days at this current rate. So what is all that? So basically, I try. There's a lot to learn here, guys. I'm doing the best that I can to transmit this kind of information, and I don't fully understand it. I'll put my hand up and say I don't fully understand it, and I'm always very upfront about that. And I certainly hope that I don't get it wrong. But I've copied and pasted this into Grok for context. What I pasted this into Grok for was to explain the auctions, which is what we're keeping our eye on here, because this is something that NineIronCapital has told us. Just keep an eye on this. Just make sure that we're watching this number to go to zero. That's all we need to know. So I've kept it simple, but I still wanted to understand it a little bit more. So the context that I gave Grok was break down the MakerDAO white paper and tell me how the auctions, joy, woe, etc. work. Explain the numbers in relation to DAI starting at zero with current price of what it was and the target of $1, and explain why someone might be bridging out minted tokens and whether this is good or bad. So my verdict, so this is my own personal verdict that I've formulated, is that the goals of this are, the end goal is to activate the flop auctions, thereby killing two birds with one stone. So this is condensed information from, I mean, there's just been spaces all day. So condensed information with the flop auction. So burn down the pDAI supply and allow someone to acquire P-Maker bags. So the whole idea behind this here is essentially what they're trying to do is maximize their pDAI holding so that they can maximize the amount of maker that they have so that they can take control of the DAO. Whoever this team is that's doing this, if there is a team and they're acting in good faith, that's what they're attempting to do. That's what the bullish perspective is. And so what's the bridging? There was still no answer for the bridging as far as I was concerned, but this is the thesis that a few of us have come up with. So it could be one of two things. So the bridging could be a psyop to basically continue to put fear in the market, because this was happening and maybe they saw that there hasn't been a capitulation yet. So now there's a capitulation. Now they might start bridging back in. So maybe the bridging is part of the psyop. I don't know. I'm not saying shake out the weak hands, whatever. That's one potential. I'm not saying that's what it is. That's just a potential. The other thing is the bridging in and out is to obfuscate and forever protect the wallets and make them untraceable. So if they are people that are Richard Hart fans, then they obviously admire the concept of the origin address. So the origin address is nobody knows who the origin address is. And in the same way, we've been studying these wallets, or certain people have been studying these wallets and sharing it for a long time. And so do those wallets want to be connected to whatever controls MakerDAO? They probably don't. So we're hypothesizing that they're bridging out, then they're bridging back in another way and then buying up the bottoms. So now that they'll have a much stronger position. So if they were minting and selling up the top and now it's dropped 100, now it's dropped, gosh, I mean, if they were minting up here and it's dropped, it dropped 80%, it's still down like 65%, 67%. They're buying that much cheaper. So therefore, they can have more control of the supply, which allows them to have more control of the DAO. And so just to kind of go over the basics of what that means. And again, it's very hard for me to understand. Honestly, I'm trying to rapidly learn all of this, and the way that I learn is to like consume as much knowledge as possible, then share it. And I might butcher it along the way, and I still don't fully understand it. So I'll be upfront with that. I don't fully understand it, but I'm just doing my best as I communicate it with you. I feel like that helps. So, and then I thought this is a great little, I thought this is a great little meme, pDAI to $1. So it's like a holy thing. So, I'm trying to have some faith here. So, too long didn't read. So basically I got it to summarize. So, look, I'll just show you just very quickly. So this is all the information that it put out. So I got it to explain it to me as a 5-year-old. Then I got it to give me a too long didn't read summary. So this is the too long didn't read summary. So basically the too long didn't read summary is DAI basics. So the coin should be $1, and it's made by locking coins in the vault. So Decentralized Me's made many videos about this. So now there's 25 billion pDAI worth. Well, it's a lot less than that now, and it's aiming for $1. So what's the joy and the woes? So joy equals good profit, which at the moment, so it was reading it as 932 million, but it's actually 871 million. I'm not sure why it read 932 million. And then sin is bad debt. So there's 1.33 billion pDAI. So there's no auctions yet. So this is the sin. So this is the bad debt, and this is the good debt. I hope it explained the bad and the good debt. So I believe that it did. I'm not sure that it did. Hang on a second. So let me see if I can find the bad debt and the good debt, because basically the two types of debt, it's important to understand the two types of debt. So let me have a look here. So bad debt. Where else is bad debt? Bad. No, that's a minting or... Damn it. It didn't. So my understanding of the debt was, damn. All right. So maybe I'm going to have to try and, maybe in here, I'll find it in here. So minting, bad or good. Let me just have a look for debt. Here we go. So joy. So what's an auction? So people bid to buy stuff when things mess up. So the joy is good debt. So extra DAI from fees. So this is happy profit. So anyone who's putting an auction in for this DAI, I don't fully understand it. I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. So bad debt is the vault coins drop too low. So this is bad. So at the moment, there's 1.33 billion. So I think basically the bad debt means that there's not enough collateral to actually cover that debt. Whereas the good debt is that there is collateral in the vault to cover that debt. And so that's kind of how I understood it. And so it's not very clear here, unfortunately. So I'll keep going with the auctions is to fix the messes. So basically flip the vault. We got flip, surplus. So flip is sell the vaults stuff. What's in the vault? Surplus is shrink the DAI supply, and flop equals sell maker to save the system. So remember, we're waiting for the flop. So this is one of the theses. So we're waiting for the flop auctions to come, because the flop auctions is when you can use pmaker to purchase that debt and then take more control of the system. So the more pDAI you have, the more strength that you have in the actual total ecosystem, and the more maker you have, the more that you can control the DAO. So if there's like a centralized, this is one of the things. So we often talk about decentralization and centralization when it comes to crypto, and it's been one of the biggest criticism points against Hex was the origin address. Well, it's a centralized entity that nobody knows, but it's still an entity which even now has taken some action to help control what's going on with Hex. So it's done these actions to reduce the inflation. So then people, short-term stakers, aren't selling. So basically, this is something where there's still some element of control. And to be perfectly honest, it's a philosophical standpoint for me, because I believe in decentralization, but I believe that there still needs to be some element of centralization. I mean, that's reality. There's always these contradictions, and the contradictions of polarities unite in a perfect harmony. So centralization and decentralization, I don't believe in one or the other, but we've had too much centralization. We need a world that now shifts towards more decentralization, but the perfection will be somewhere in the middle. That's philosophically where I stand in most of these things. So the control trick. So flood DAI, crash the price. So this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to flood the DAI, crash the crash the price to trigger the flop auctions and then grab maker really cheap and then rule the DAO. So this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to take control, whoever this is. So if they are good actors, then this is a good thing because they're actually doing something that's good. If they're bad actors, they're not gonna waste their time doing this. They're just gonna mint and they're gonna leave. Like the amount of effort that's gone into creating this system, getting inside of the code, doing all these things behind everybody. Like, why would you do this? Somebody made a really great video. It's like, why would you go through all that effort? Why not just create a meme coin JPEG and then just pump it artificially with some sort of buy bot, get everybody sucked into it, and then dump? Like, why do all of this? It's too difficult to do for this to be bad actors. That's what I really believe. So the minting, whether it's good or bad. So the good part of minting is if they're good actors. So this is normal minting, and it's going to help people borrow. It's going to keep DAI useful, and it's going to grow the joy. So the bad is minting tons and bridging could tank the price, pile up woe, and let someone snag maker to boss DAI around. So the verdict, yeah, the verdict is not that good, to be honest. So the verdict says minting's fine if fair, but sneaky flooding plus bridging equals bad news for control. So I'm not quite sure that I understood exactly what was going on here. So I have to show this. So, you know, this guy, he's delivering up pDAI to dollar. The heavens have spoken, pDAI to dollar. And now the man who has the eyes of heaven and the ears of heaven, he's writing the scriptures of pDAI. You see the little pDAI things around. It's so cute. And then this guy here is also writing pDAI to dollar. So yeah. Anyway, like I said, I still don't fully understand this process, but I'm acting fast, moving fast, learning fast, and absorbing it, breaking it down, and sharing it. So definitely go and have a look at this video here from Somi as well, which will explain something. He basically shared this video of a guy who predicted that this was going to happen back in December. So he's predicted it perfectly. I also messaged NineIronCapital and I said, NineIronCapital, whenever you want to go and do a stream together, like, please let me know. And so NineIronCapital has told me that I'll be the first one to do a stream with him. So he's happy to do a stream with me, but he said now's not the time. It's not time just yet. So I really I was hoping to get NineIronCapital to really explain things, but obviously now's not the time. So again, I'm just taking it as it comes. So now let's go into some of these NineIronCapital tweets. All right, so Richard Hart wins. So the 5996 has sold 683 million pDAI out of the VAT in the past 2.5 months. So it's been slowly selling. So, but he also added 1.7 billion pDAI to a queue to be burnt. So he sold 683 million and then he's queued 1.7 billion to be burnt. So this is reducing the supply by 1.7 billion. So in other words, if it's 25 point whatever it is billion at the moment, it's going to be reduced down by 1.7 billion. So it'll go to 23.3 billion. Hey, 23.3. Total pDAI supply is expected to be $100 million lower than where we started before the exploit. Bad actor? Think again. So what's his picture here showing? So the PMaker system surplus. pDAI needed to be increased to push vaults into bad debt. Total pDAI removed from the VAT by the 5996 wallet. So pDAI cleared from bad debts, flop queue, 1.7 billion. So the net benefit is pDAI to be burnt. 1 billion. Okay, so system surplus. pDAI needed to be increased to. So you need to increase the pDAI supply to push the vaults into bad debt, which is the sin. So pushing the vault into bad debt. Pushing the vault into bad debt. And then total removed from the pDAI VAT by the 5996 wallet. So the VAT is, let's go back to the dashboard. So the VAT, I mean, even all this, like somebody's made this. Somebody's made this website. Like if you're a scammer, why would you go and make this website? Like I don't know. Like there's just so many easier ways to do this. Then, well, the supply keeps going up. So this is concerning. But again, where's the VAT? Anything about the VAT? So again, I'm still waiting for collateral types. It used to say here. So the auction time is March 30th. So I'm still waiting for that. I'm still waiting for that time. So, whoops. Okay, so so total pDAI supply in December 2024 was 25.1 billion. Now it's 26 billion. So the increase is nearly $1 billion. And it's been 680. The alleged minting is 683, but the supply to be burnt in flop queue is 1.7. Okay, so it's actually I see. So it's actually minus 100 million. So in other words, even though the supply is going up in the queue, there's more waiting to be burnt. So in the queue where there's more waiting to be burnt, I assume that this is when the auctions are going to go live. So on the infinite mint problem, there isn't one. So PMaker vaults are not being recognized as bad debts. The 5996 wallets are pushing the original minter vaults from the early days into default. The only way to do this is to increase leverage by minting pDAI in the vault. This is the system working perfectly. Once the debt turns bad, that entire vault is put into the bad debt queue and closed forever. When the system had a surplus, there was 418 million pDAI to be paid out to those that helped clear these debts. The 5996 team earned that. Okay, so now we're in a deficit. So we're actually in a deficit despite what the numbers say, because we're waiting, I'm assuming, when the auctions go live. That's when those bad debts will get, like the system will, it's basically in like a lag state. So now we're in a deficit and the pDAI available rewards in the VAT are considerably lower. So where does it say anything about total surplus auctions, active vaults, view debt auction details? That's what I'm on at the moment. System deficit. Total debt that the system must cover. Current liquidations. Yes, he cannot call auction yet. So, but apparently there is some auctions that are being called. So, but also the people that are doing this have been they've whitelisted their wallets. So again, it's like the monumental effort and planning that needed to go into this is so huge just to do a scam. Like yeah, so now we're in a deficit. So the pDAI available rewards in the VAT are considerably lower. The increases in pDAI supply were a necessary evil to push the system into deficit. So the increased supply were a necessary evil to put the system into deficit. This is the only way PMaker will mint tokens to burn pDAI. I see. So raising the total pushes the system into raising the total supply, pushes the system into a deficit, and then when the system is pushed into a deficit, then that's how you can burn the token. So then that's how they can start to burn this 100 million. Okay, so anyone with a block scanner can see this. Even my friends that continue to scream infinite mint bug can see this. The deficit of PMaker will continue to rise, and eventually the joy will fall to zero, starting the flop auctions. So when the joy falls to zero, it will start the flop auction. So again, I've been keeping my eye on this. So the joy's gone up a lot. So well, I mean, not a lot. So it was 906 million yesterday. It's gone as low as 863. Now it's up to 886 million. So it is fluctuating. But again, I'm looking at this long term. I'm looking at it long term. Okay, I'm not just, it's like looking at a chart. Am I going to stare at the chart on the 5 minute up and down, up and down? Of course it's fluctuating. But if it's long term trending down, that's what we want to see. I have no clue how low prices go, but I was around for the real infinite mint bug in the early days of pDAI's launch on Pulse Chain. This is different. It is coordinated. It is scripted. It is perfectly designed to ensure that no one knows who pegged pDAI. I am not leaving. It is perfectly designed to ensure that no one knows who pegged pDAI. So this falls into this perspective that this is happening to protect the people who peg this, because I mean, it's again, it's just like the OA. It's like your identity. No one should know who these wallets are. No one should know who these wallets are. It's that simple. We keep putting names to those wallets, but no one should know who they are. Like, even like those people have to be protected at all costs. Like, there's bad people in the world that will go after those types of people. So it makes sense for them to obfuscate. So that's the way that I'm looking at it. Again, I'm trying to put a positive spin on everything. 50-50 down the line with a positive spin. So I looked at all the negatives. I looked at all the negatives yesterday. We've seen what Richard Hart said. There's nothing that I can do about it. I've decided I'm going down with the ship. So what are the positives here? What positives can we take out of it? Okay, so now let's go to the next NineIronCapital's tweet. So when the flop begins, PMaker will be minted to burn pDAI. And the more PMaker you have, the more control you have over the DAO. This is very important to understand. So the lower pDAI goes, the more that can be bought with PMaker. It is uncommon to see a governance token rising while it's the underlying system is apparently failing. Something doesn't add up. And people have pointed out that there's no liquidity in the PMaker and pDAI liquidity pools, and then that's a point of contention. But if you have a look at, I mean, even this, right? A lot of liquidity got pulled on this chart. So again, there's like, is that people who are afraid of losing their tokens, or is that a coordinated effort to try and dump the price faster so that people can accumulate lower? So bridge it out, remove liquidity on Pulse. So bridge it out of Pulse Chain, remove liquidity on Pulse Chain, cause panic, come back in another direction, in another way, and then buy up a bottom. Like this is what market makers do. This is the game. This is the cryptocurrency game. So, all right, what else have we got here? So there are 13 million pDAI entering the bad debt queue per hour. Interesting. So see here, for the expected joy balance based on the flog schedule, we're going to get to 0 in 4 more days. So flop auctions are inevitable. While it may be grim for us, the process can't be stopped. So 4 more days. So we really have to, again, let's be tentative about this, because a few days ago I heard 3 days, and that was yesterday. I heard 3 days, and now it's 4 days. So again, we have to be balanced. We have to be balanced. So you have to just do what's best for you. So I keep emphasizing I've made my decision, and I think it's important because it's a mindset thing. It's really about taking control of your mind, taking control of the decisions that you've made. I think that's a very, very important thing in all of this. Like, yeah, I mean, anyway, so the process is self-fulfilling. So Richard Hart, Maria, and the alleged bad actors scare people to sell, removing all value from pDAI. At that point, the bad actor stops and the bad debts will be healed. Flash loan keepers are already set up to heal the vow via the flop auction. So too long didn't read is the noise is only going to rise until the flop auction starts. Stay focused. pDAI to $1 is inevitable. So one thing that Moon King has drilled into us is, in his law of meme coins, don't sell reds. Don't sell reds. And that's part of my thesis of why I'm choosing not to sell, because whenever I sell reds, whenever I sell pain, whenever I sell deep pain, it always bounces back. It always bounces back. So let's, even from a mindset perspective, if I decided, you know what, I'm getting out of this, even from the perspective of a long-term mindset with trading and cryptocurrency, even though I'm not sure that I'll be interested in crypto. If this fails, honestly, I'm like, man, I'm not sure if I'm interested in crypto. Like, I'm just, the Ponzi's, I've still got my Hex bag. If Hex breaks all-time high, well, I'll be back at where my portfolio was last year. No problem. My Hexes remain the same. So I'm not worried from that perspective. So, people are also messaging me, like, buy the core coins. Like, everyone can do what they want. If I said I'm going to capitulate out of this, I'm not selling it on a red, period. If I'm going to sell, I'm going to sell it on a bounce. That's what I'm going to do. But I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm going down with the ship. I'm going down with the ship because for me, this is a philosophical. I'm drawing the line in the sand, and I'm saying I believe in this. I believe that there's more to this than meets the eye. I believe in this narrative. I believe in the world being a better place, and I believe in Pulse Chain being the first blockchain that bursts a truly decentralized financial system. So, like, even people are telling me to, like, get rid of all my Atropa tokens, and what's going on with Atropa? It's the same. It's the same. Like, I'm drawing the line in the sand with the Atropa ecosystem as well. I don't believe Maria is a malicious actor. I believe Maria did what he thought was best. He acted fast based on the information that he had, and he started selling to protect his system. And then what did he do today? He started buying wrapped Bitcoin, so Pulse wrapped Bitcoin. So he bought the Ethereum, and people are like, oh, he's bought Ethereum. He didn't bridge out. Now he bought Pulse wrapped Bitcoin. So for me, honestly speaking, the beauty of Pulse Chain was the consciousness. The beauty of Pulse Chain was, for me, that I started to see, was this birth of a truly decentralized financial system. So if that dies, I'm honestly, it's it's not even disheartening. It's just like, well, my interest in cryptocurrency is really like, what is it? What is it actually? What is it up to this point, really? What's Solana? What's there? What's base chain? What's there? Brett on base. Oh, it goes up and it goes down. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Oh, what else? Solana, dog with hat. Oh, it goes up. And then Ansem makes billions of dollars and buys yachts and Lambos. It's like, whoop-de-doo. Like, whoop-de-doo. Like, how boring. Like, I'm not interested in that life. I'm not interested in chasing something where 1% of the people win and everybody else gets shat on. I'm not interested in that world. And if cryptocurrency is just going to represent that, then I'm not interested in cryptocurrency. Like, it's for me, my heart and soul is in this. It's in this, and it's wanting this to succeed. So I'm doing everything that I can to will it into existence. I don't know if it's dead. I really don't. I don't think it's dead. My feels tell me it's not dead. My brain is just like, the information is there and the data is there. And it's very difficult because my brain is looking at both sides of the perspective, but then my heart is like, no. And then my heart is also like, buy the FUD is exactly what all the goats do. All of them do. Like the infinite mint bug. I mean, it's the same thing. I don't even know where it was in the chart. Like, that's how much I don't even know about the early days of pDAI. I don't even know where was the infinite mint FUD. It was probably, I don't know, somewhere around here, right? I don't even know. Maybe it was here. I don't actually know. But it recovered. It recovered because there was belief there. There was something there. There was something there that people believed in. So I don't think this is dead. I don't think it's going to die. And I'm praying that it's not. So, and if you need to do more prayers, I'm sure, is he still going? He's still going. pDAI, part 2 pDAI. So you can go in there and listen to the prayers. So, all right, I'm going to go through some of these comments. So I just wanted to basically put that perspective out. So this is everything that I've learned today, everything that I've studied. And yeah, I put out this tweet because I can feel it. I can feel the pain, man. Like, I know what it's like. And I'm hurting because you're hurting. That's the painful part. I've made my choice. So if this ship sinks again, I don't care. I mean, I do care, but it's just like, I've got a house over my, or a shelter. I've got a roof over my head. My energy's way too high. Maybe it was that tuna steak. I've got a roof over my head. I've got a job. I have everything that I need. I have everything that I need until the day that I die. So it doesn't bother me. I'm not worried about those things, but I am really genuinely worried about how people are feeling out there. I'm worried about people's mental health and the panic. I know what it's like to freak out. I really know what it's like to freak out. I had a moment when Maria came on there. It's like the terrorists. It was like, what? I really thought that the chain was under attack. Like, it was not a good time. It was not a good time. So, all right, what's going on, Felipe? Today is a good day to be a Richard Hart contrarian. Yeah, I mean, definitely. Let's just bring these charts back up. So let's zoom in. I mean, that's another strong bounce. We had a strong bounce, and I thought it was going to continue to go lower. I didn't think it was going to go this low, but there we go. Maybe from now on, I'm just going to look at this. Look at this again. I should have, you know what, from now on, I'm just going to draw bullish. I'm just going to draw bullish lines from now on. And even this, like, you know, it's hard being someone that's trying to get attention to share a message, because I'll put out a video like, oh, is this the peak all-time high FUD? And then it's like, no, this is the peak all-time high FUD. And now it's just like, no, this is the all-time peak. Oh, FUD. It's difficult. It's difficult because you have to try and get people's attention to share the message. But anyway, keep going, big dog. This is the biggest, most corroborated and coordinated event I've ever seen in all my time in crypto. A lot of people feel this way, big dog. A lot of people feel this way. So there's a lot of lessons. There's a lot of lessons for everyone here. So, I mean, like, if your bag was up here, like, if your bag was worth this much up here, it's probably in the gutters with mine as well. So there's some lessons there. There's a lot of lessons there to take a little bit of profits. Just take a little bit of profits. But you know what stops me? You know what stops me from taking profits? A little bit of uncertainty that this is actually the top, and greed. It's like, well, if I sell, then I'm not going to have as much. But oh my gosh, if I sold down here and I bought, I mean, you know, you're never going to do this. You probably sell here and you rebuy here, right? But even still, just selling a little bit on the way up and just taking some out of the system, keeping your mental health at ease. I think it's like a really, really good idea. So never the lack of cinematography on the Pulse Chain ecosystem. Oh, good to see you. Good to see you in here, brother. I've seen you around quite a lot lately. So yes, we're still here. So hope you're well, brother. Still here, believe in BP. I am here, still believing, still holding the line. So, you know, there's nothing else to do but that. There's nothing else to do but that. In the end, it's going to be, we're either going to be geniuses or we're going to be the biggest fools. I hope it's the former. Have you read the latest 99 tweet? He still seems confidently unbothered. Yes, so we went through those. You all stop promoting scam Pulse Chain. Richard Hart is nothing but the biggest scammer. Maria and Richard Hart destroyed the community. I mean, I don't agree with this perspective. I don't see how Richard Hart has done anything wrong, and I don't see how Maria has done anything wrong. So you're definitely entitled to your perspective, but maybe really look at the place where that perspective is actually coming from, because I don't agree with that, brother. I'm sorry to say. We Pulsicans are seasoned in pain and hardship. We're unbreakable. So yeah, live, laugh, love. I wasn't on Twitter during the Hex. I wasn't in those days, you know, and seeing people like Johnny Chaos now, his tweet, like, we're savage to each other, man. It's got to stop. Like, you know, this guy, Johnny Chaos, has been nothing but a voice of confidence for Hexicans from day one. Like, people, and then, like, I love Johnny Chaos. I always see beyond, oh, maybe he said something that insulted me. It's like, well, so what? Like, get over it. But you know what? People harbor that in their heart, and then they take that poison out on everybody else, and they take it back out on Johnny. And what did he do? He created a token so he could start donating money to, I think it was like medical research. And then he just got savaged by the community. So you know what? Like, we Pulsicans, we Hexicans, yeah, we always say, oh, we're the best community ever, but we've got some toxic, vile, disgusting human minds. I'm going to say human minds because there's good in everybody, but there's like, he doesn't deserve that. What he was actually trying to create some kind of a movement, some kind of positive movement. For me, that's crypto done right, using that money for the world, doing something in the world, like something in medical research. Good on you, Johnny Chaos. But because he's always been a Hex Maxi, then all the Hexicans would have just savaged him. But you know what? All you Hexicans, you guys are going to be selling on everybody's head at some point. I was a Hex Maxi at one point, and you know what? I wasn't just going to hold it forever. I was going to sell it at some point. So when you determine that selling is, that's just your own perspective. Like, why are we judging anyone for when they choose to sell in the time frame for when they choose to sell? Like, this is crypto. This is what we got ourselves into. I was disgusted at the treatment of Johnny Chaos, and I hope he comes back, because I already miss him. I love Johnny Chaos's tweets. I always get value from his Hexican tweets. So I just think, you know, like, oh, we're the best community, but sometimes you really need to reflect. I mean, if you're not that type of person, great. But if you've done that to someone else and you take it out on others, and I do it too from time to time. In one of my group chats, I felt like one of the boys was accusing me of, like, well, basically doing this and like promoting a scam. I felt like he was doing that. And I was like, I defended myself and I jumped on the defensive. But I apologized straight away. I was like, oh, I really didn't mean that. I apologize. But how many people can actually say sorry? There's not many people on the planet who can actually say sorry. But the treatment we give to each other, it's disappointing. It's really disappointing. And yeah, I mean, I want to attack people too. There's times where I want to attack people too, but I'm not going to give into that demon. We've all got that demon in us, but I'm not giving into it. So nobody said it was easy. Oh, what a song as well. Coldplay, absolute goat. So let's go back to the chart here. So much love to you, DJ Paulywood, as well. Is the Oracle broken? If so, likely pDAI was never meant to peg. So Ryan, there's multiple theses on this as well. Again, there is no straight answers, bro. You go in every single space and there'll be coders who are like, oh, the Oracle can be fixed. And then there'll be coders who are like, the Oracle is broken beyond repair and the whole system is effed up and this minting is going to go on forever. There is literally, I cannot think of a time where there's been such a 50-50 split in the community as this. Like, again, this is the first cycle that I've been in the communities. When I was in the last bull run, I was just doing Hex. I was in a group chat with my buddies and people around Australia. That was it. Like, there was no spaces. We weren't in the town square. So I honestly, I've never witnessed or felt this kind of a 50-50 split, and it pulls my mind around as well. And even in our chat, it's so funny, and it's not a criticism on it's. I criticized my friend, but it's interesting because in there's always someone who is like maxi bullish. No matter what is said, he's always like bullish, always, no matter what. And then the other guy, he always leans towards the bearish sentiment. And it's not a criticism on either. Like, they're both doing what they think is right. And it's just very, very interesting to see that dichotomy. And I try and position myself in the middle, but I definitely always lean towards more the bullish side. So it's like a political. Are you left or you're right? Are you central? I try to think that I'm more central, but left leaning. So yeah, it's really fascinating. I've never seen a split like this. I've never seen a community like this. So again, it's like no matter what I study, I still keep arriving back to the same point. I'm 50-50. What do I need to do? There's only one thing to do. The one and only thing to do is keep my eye on this. So again, there we go. It's just dropped. So that was 886. Now it's gone down to 873. This is the one and only thing that I'm keeping my eye on. And I'll post the link in the chat as well if people want to look at it. So what's going on, Char? So I can see the eyes. I'm going to take this, go back to the chart. So the auctions are proving PMaker is functional. This is the thing as well, right? The auctions are actually proving that it's functional. So again, why go through all this effort? This is a shitload of effort. This is a shitload of effort to execute a rug at a bottom. Like, if you were going to execute the rug, why not wait? Why not wait till it continues to go up and then execute the rug? Like, these are the questions that just go into my mind. And I'm just like, no, I don't believe it. I don't believe that this is I don't believe that these are bad actors. I just don't believe it. I can't. It's like, if you go through all this effort and you're so smart to do all this coding, and then you're a dumbass and you start minting down here at the local lows, it makes no effing sense whatsoever. It makes zero sense to me. So isn't this how Maker actually works? Correct, Diversify. Correct. So the whole chain is crying like they know how the Maker works. Everybody is. Everybody's trying to give an opinion. It's absolutely insane. So Mitchell, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good, bro. But again, this is where the goats turn their life around. This is the risk. So I like, Somi's the GOAT. I saw Somi in here before. Somi's the GOAT. Somi's been in markets for 15 years. He's watched all the different market conditions in his 15 years, from traditional markets, forex markets, to cryptocurrency markets. And so when I see him talk the way that he does, it gives me a lot of confidence as well. He really gives me a lot of confidence with his like ultra bullishness, and like, this is just FUD. This is just FUD. You just got to buy the FUD. Like, this is the mindset that the winners have. Of course, what makes it difficult is, like, for me personally, is I'm very rational as well. So if you're someone that's a very data-driven, rational person, it's very hard to get beyond some of those points. But again, if you take both sides of the argument, then you just have to choose a side. And somebody's saying, like, flip a coin. And so if the odds are the upside potential, if the odds are the upside potential is, what is it now? I mean, geez, it's like, what? Got to be like, where are we now? I mean, it's got to be more than 200x. So no. What? You got a 762x, like, so here, don't forget, here people were crying. It's only a what was it? It's only a 30x to the top, to the dollar. Now it's a dream scenario. Just talking price. It's over 700x, over 750x to a dollar. So again, this is where the goats are just like blocking out the noise. Bang, I'm going into it. So again, I'm really trying to emulate Moon King's way of thinking as well. I don't care what anyone says about Moon King. I think he's amazing. I think his mindset is amazing. He's a winner. So I don't really care what anyone says. So I talk a lot like Moon King because I'm trying to emulate the guys who are successful in this game. Somi, Moon King, these types of guys, Ian, like, they're the ones that I emulate. So buy the dip. Exactly random. So a whole lot of people who don't know how DeFi works clearly. Yeah, and I'll put my hand up and say I'm also still learning. So I'm happy to keep accumulating pDAI and everything else at these prices. Time will tell, as it always does. So via Adam, P died. So all-time Heisenberg, the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, brother. I'm there with you all the way. So Bro, they even started a part 2 of the pDAI spaces. These guys are the biggest FUDers of all time. Yeah, I mean, I didn't listen to all of it. All I know is I joined. And there was some religious music, and they were praying, and they were like, we're praying for the bags, praying for the bags. I love that dude. I love his accent. He's so funny. He's such a cool dude. So it was actually really, really funny. And those are the things that we need. Just the lighter side of things. Like, we get so serious about these charts, and we get so violent against each other. It's really, I find it so funny how someone can literally spell out how Maker works and what's going on, but people still just see red candles and run about crying, saying everything has died. Great comment, Diversify. Great comment. This is a massive shakeout. Keep crushing. Love the cut of your jib, bro. Fist bump to you, brother. All right. I'm happy to accumulate at discount prices for the long term. This is basically a smaller version of Luna collapsing. Yeah, I mean, look, that's the way that you can perceive it. That's the way you can perceive it. I mean, in the end, we're going to be like looked at as either massive copers in a year's time, and I'm going to look back at those times and go, what did I get wrong? How did I possibly get it wrong? How did I go through all these synchronistic moments and believe that I was following the flow of nature and I was in the zone? And every time that I was in the zone, these things just kept happening and kept happening, but somehow it all collapsed. Where did that go wrong? I'll either look at that and go, how did that go wrong? And if that happens, I'll be like, my whole conception of faith is going to like crumble, because it's like, to have been that deceived, but nothing, like everything just keeps guiding me in the right direction. So I can only continue to stay on that path, and whatever happens here, there's going to be a lesson, there's going to be something. But yeah, this is either going to be massive cope, or at the end, it's going to be like somehow the delusional faith worked. So what's going on, Richard? EHEX will never be better than PHEX. pDAI has a minting bug. Open your eyes. Exploiters are cashing your value. Open your eyes. Last warning, I am unsubscribing. You and Somi are sending people to their death. Yeah, look, Hex Latino, that makes me sad to hear that you're unsubscribing. All that I'm doing is presenting you the information as I see it. So you choose what you want to do. If this information is no longer serving you, then yeah, you should go what you feel. But you have to know that I really, truly care about each and every single one of you people. So think of this from my perspective. If I believe, and I'm holding true to that, this goes to $1, isn't this comment the opposite of what I'm actually trying to do? So you think I'm leading you to your death, but maybe I'm trying to hold you by the hand and say, don't leave, please don't leave. There's also that perspective that I'm also struggling with in my own mind. This is not easy for me either. This is not easy. Like, I'm presenting this information and I'm holding to a particular thesis, and all this is actually happening. This is not easy. I really care for you guys. Like, that's the ultimate thing of my channel. But again, all these things that have happened that have led me to this point, I can't explain it. And you know what? Even again, coming from like the synchronicities that led up to me going to WA, and then coming like explosive synchronicities, like 10, 12 in a day, like just explosions. And then coming back to Brisbane, I felt the energy shift, and I came back to a cyclone. And what is a cyclone? A cyclone is where hot conditions meet cold conditions, and then it creates a cyclone. And it's just like, shit, the energy's about to turn. And boy, has it turned. And this has been a fucking cyclone, has it not? So even that, I'm just like, the universe itself is telling me shit is going to go down. And has it not gone down? I look at that. I don't see a cyclone. I see this is what God is telling me. This is what the universe is telling me is about to happen. And again, I might be crazy. I might be the most delusional person on the planet, but that's fine. I've accepted that. I'm living on the edge of reality here. I'm literally doing a meditation method where I'm telling you that you can live eternally by simply discarding your mind. Like, that sounds literally amazing, but I can't deny my experiences. If I've had that experience and I know it to be true, and that's what all the prophets have said, well, how can I deny that? And I sound crazy, no problem. So it's the same as this, but you have to know that I'm truly doing this because I care for you. You have to know that. So, but you have to make your own decision. So Hex Latino, it's up to you if you want to go, but I'm not doing this to pump my bags. I'm doing this to protect people. I don't want to stream. I don't want to do this, but I'm here because it's like I need to put a voice out of positivity, because I know that there's a lot of people hurting and I can still feel it. So you can take it as you want. So Habibi, pDAI is not dead. pDAI chat has 6,800 members in there. Believe in something. Fire in your hearts. It's a believer's cycle. 780x to $1. So we just showed that chart. So 780x to $1. So really, I mean, the Australian crew, we're the delusional faith. We're living in the land down under, and our bags are down under also. I feel like a violin player on the Titanic right now, but I can swim. Oh shit, bro. Exactly. It's one or the other. There is no in between here. So what's going on, Puffy? All right. There is a community and they keep buying dips. Someone said Habibi in chat and it's summon Summy. Habibi summon Summy. It's down 3 times in a few days and goes back up. I don't see it as a scam. Scammers take it and leave. They move the funds to Ethereum, I believe, to get rid of weak hands. I'm like you, bro, going to wait till the end. Yep. And then also, again, to obfuscate the re-entry. So instead of like, oh yeah, we're selling it, and then now we're going to be the wallets that actually own it, like completely hide it so no one knows who owns it. Maybe it's going to be like, instead of this 5996 wallet, maybe there's like 1,000 different wallets. Maybe there's 100 million different wallets. I don't know. But maybe that's also designed to protect the system so there's no single point of failure. Like, these are all the things that I'm just measuring in my mind. Again, I can't help but think, if they went through all of this effort to rug the system, why the freaking hell would you do it here? Why would you do it here? Just be patient. Set up some buy bots. You're smart enough to go and execute this whole entire strategy of like 1.5 years of building out this gigantic liquidity web for extraction, and then you're going to start extracting at a local bottom. Just wait. You've waited 1.5 years and you're going to start doing it now. Wait till you're up here at least, bro. Wait till you're at friggin' 10 cents, and then you can start scamming it and rugging it. Doesn't make sense. The pieces don't add up. I could be delusional again. I have to caveat everything with I could be delusional. So don't let the manipulators win. So yes. Boy, there's tons of comments. There's lots of people. So I'm going to have to jump off very soon because I'm actually doing a stream with the Mafia team. So jump on there. So I just wanted to do a quick stream. So I'm going to see if I can very quickly go through some of these comments. There's quite a lot here. So thanks everybody for engaging. There's over 1,000. So yeah, pDAI. Everybody loves pDAI. This is the thing as well. pDAI just has all the mind share. Like, even Ivan on Tech is tweeting about it. Like, it can't be the end. It can't be. It can't be. It just can't be. So let's see. Stephen, I believe Hexagon's probably experienced the same tactics back when Hex was released. I would love to ask a Hexagon pDAI holder to tell us if this was the case. It was, bro. So one of my best friends, he was in the Hex days, and he's the one that's always positive in that chat. When I was saying in that chat, there's always somebody who's like infinitely positive, and there's always someone who like errs towards bearishness. The infinitely positive, no matter what happens, it's just like, nah, this is just FUD. This is orchestrated FUD. Everything's going to be fine. And he just laughs it off. I'm just like, man, you're literally, like, he did it all through Hex. And if he's doing it all now through pDAI, if we get to the end of pDAI gets to $1, I'm like, no one should ever fade you again, bro. Because you literally, like, your heart, he's such a great dude. His heart's in the right place. There's so many great people in this as well that it's like, yeah, I would really just be like, God, why have you done this? What, like, honestly, it's like a few days ago, it was like, I shouldn't compare that moment, but it's really like, why have you forsaken me, God? What is this? But you know what? I was deep into my negativity. I was deep into that root of fear when I saw the Maria stream, that root of fear where I was just like, holy shit. And the fear came up and it overwhelmed me. And I completely got disconnected from the universe. And then today, it's like, okay, I got a good amount of sleep. I meditated in the morning. I did my exercise. I meditated. I stayed grateful. I listened to the world. So my boy Muddy here, he was like, you need to be a voice for the people. You need to be a leader. And I was like, you know what? All right, I'm going to try. I'm going to do it. So I did. And I started just gratefully working away, doing the things that I need to do, moving, acting fast, being all over Twitter, trying to be a positive force. So again, these little moments just continue to happen. So infinite mint, and fresh breath for everyone. Yum, yum, yum. It makes the locked liquidity the oldest in the pool and the most powerful once the majority of the liquidity is burnt. That's also a good point. So pDAI is the only volume on the chain. Exactly. This is the thing. So people need to be careful what they wish for. Is it possible that the joy refresh is not correct? Seems very high compared to the decreasing path indicated by 9iron. So, I mean, it's fluctuating a lot. So again, like I said, it was down to 861. So like I said before, 9iron basically said that this was So he's saying 4 days, but yesterday he said it was 2.5 days away. So he's obviously also calculating it based on the current trajectory. So it's going at different rates. So again, it's just like a chart. Sometimes it's going fast, sometimes it pauses, it goes up. But as long as it's trending down, that's the main thing that I'm going to be watching over the coming days. As long as it's trending down. If it's not trending down and this keeps tanking, it's like, okay, well, we really need to reconsider what we're doing here. So, but again, well, I'm sinking with the ship. So the blow off bottom FUD. Exactly, bro. I love how Maria hasn't streamed again yet, has gone back to creating new tokens like nothing has happened. Business as usual. Yes, exactly. Maria has gone back to business as usual. And I heard on the stream, like I heard in one of the space, Maria was going to the sauna. So I was like, what the fuck? Maria is so cooked. But people freak out by that, but I'm just used to it. I'm just used to like trying to decipher everything that Maria says and just not understanding like 99% of it. So... Oh, Saint Wolf, how are you coping with this, Saint Wolf? Your community must be in meltdown mode as well, bro. I hope you're doing all right, my man. All the spaces hosts are Hex Maxis and most holders. A lot of them are. I mean, yeah, and I guess they're just betting with their bags. So now they're betting that this is a fail. So then now it's the pump tires. So yeah. Let's see. So have you or Somi tried reaching out to 99 to get on a stream? I have, Puffy. Yes, I have. So I have actually reached out to him. I said that earlier. So he said not the time. So when the time comes, hopefully whenever that time comes, we'll see. So he has got me in his mind. I was hoping maybe today would be a good day to like really put people's minds at ease, but let's see. So my pleasure, by the rumor. My absolute pleasure. So just a few more minutes of comments keep rolling in here. The Schadenfreude is strong in the pulses. Must come from being the most hated community. I don't know what Schadenfreude is. So saying hop on stream for a quick word. Yeah, I would put the link out, but I've got to go. I've promised to be on another stream. I've got to go in like 2 minutes. I should have put the stream. Saint, yes, we should have had a conversation about this. So I thought Richard Hart took control of Maker at the start, day one. Was I wrong? All-time Heisenberg, nobody actually knew. This is allegedly. So are we still bullish? I mean, Maria's still bullish. He was buying the crap out of it. The person who called Richard Hart a scammer, why? Okay, I'm not going to. So yeah, Zymus, good comment there. But yeah, I'm running out of time here. Sorry, it's hard to say for many. It is, Pulse Grandpa. Is this the end? I mean, my portfolio is quite literally close to 0. 9. That's for you to decide, bro. You have to decide if it goes to 0, how's it going to make you feel? If you sell and it goes up, how's it going to make you feel? I've made my choice. The choice is very simple for me. I've got a roof over my head. I've got all the food that I need. I've got a job till the day that I die. So my choice is very simple. Ride or die, baby. The pDAI haters were right. Keep your work going. You're a valuable asset. My pleasure, bro. My pleasure. I'm just going to whisk through these. Somi's got a video on YouTube right now. Go check that out. So yeah, let's go check that out. I can't address all these comments. Oh, one more by Somi. Believe in something. I got back in and some. If we aren't at 0 in the next 14 days, maybe we can swoop pDAI PLS ratio at 100 and ride for 500 plus 2 on an extra clip. If we die, we die. That's it, man. That's it. That's the choice that we've made. So everybody, thank you very much. Make your choice. Make your choice and stand with it. Stand with it. This is not just about being delusional or listening to somebody online. This is a moment for you to also learn about how you are, your character, your nature, and strengthen your mind and make a decision and stick with it. Because if you're just going to fluctuate with the charts, like this is crypto, man, it's not easy. It's not easy. So again, just to summarize, my overall sentiment is still bullish. I believe the money is getting bridged out. The liquidity is getting bridged out. I believe they're good actors. I believe they're trying to hide the way that it's coming back in, and then they're going to buy up the bottoms, take control of the system, and it's going to get maybe spread out through thousands and thousands of different wallets. Or maybe it's just going to be 1 or 2 wallets to maintain the maximized control over the system. I don't know exactly how it is, but that's my belief. It could be completely wrong. It could be completely delusional, but that's what I'm sticking with because I'm going to the end. Because for me, this was so much more than number go up. This was about a truly decentralized financial system with pDAI at the core of it. And Atropa, I mean, if pDAI rugs, like Atropa's also screwed. And if Maria pulls more liquidity out to save his system, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm probably going to follow wherever Maria goes, because for me, that was something that was a beautiful innovation. I'll still keep my Hex. I'll keep my Hex, but this just becomes another blockchain where we're just competing against each other to go up and go down. And that's just not interesting to me, even in the slightest. So that's where my heart is. That's where my mind is. Let's see how this plays out. Keep your eye on the joy number. Take care of yourself, people.